Today, Monday, October 21st until 26, 2019, we, the priests and brother of the Congregation of the Mission of Indonesia, start with we call that the Provincial Assembly. The Provincial Assembly of this 2019 is meant to revise the vision and mission as well as the provincial norms that was created in 2006. So the reason why we revise our vision and mission is simply because of the difference of the so-called of the new age, of the new time that we need to respond the challenges and also the problems and vocations that coming from God Himself. As we can understand ourselves, we are a missionaries. We are called by God to follow the Christ, the evangelizers of the poor. So at first, the Indonesian CM was called to respond the need of the Catholic Church, which at that time locate here in Surabaya, the so-called Prefecture Apostolic of Surabaya. This is a historical glimpse of the so-called phases of the Congregation of the Mission of Indonesia. So the very first of the coming of the missionary happened in 1835, and his name is Saint Martyr John Gabriel Perboar. He stopped over Surabaya before going to China. And then in 1923, there are 5 actually, but this is 4 missionaries. The first missionaries from the Dutch province sent to Surabaya to follow the footprint of John Gabriel Perboar. And these are the pictures of the old pictures of the confreres, especially those Dutch. And what we had here is a famous picture of the missionary Jan Wolters, who founded the famous Posarang Church. And then this one is also Gerard Bonekam. He was very famous because of this heroic act at that time against the Japanese troops. And even he was threatened to be killed because he helped the wounded person. And this is also the very famous event of the mission where the beautiful church was burned down by the riots, especially in 12 November 1945. And here the other pictures belongs to the this is confreres from Italy, because also they came here for giving some help to the diocese. And it started in 1964, and this is the picture belongs to 1973. And then we have also the French missionaries. They were expelled from Vietnam, and they came to Indonesia and went directly to Kalimantan, West Kalimantan. And here what we have is the famous Victor Biller, and Karl Prent is the author of the Dictionary of Latin Indonesia. And here it is the picture belongs to the 80s. And this one is the first Indonesian missionary to Taiwan. His name is Anton de Brito. And here we are. We are enthusiastic, and we are ready to send us to follow the Christ of the evangelizer of the poor before the model of Saint Vincent de Paul. So this is the historical glimpse of the faces of the Indonesian CM. And then gradually, when the CM, of course with the help of God, could build the Diocese of Surabaya, then we realized that our vocation is also to respond the divine calls of God to do missions wherever they need us. So what happened then, after, let's say, building up the Diocese of Surabaya, the CM of Indonesia went for the first time to Taiwan in 1994. We remember that there was the first missionary, the late Father Anton de Brito. And then afterward, in 1995, we are also called to go to Solomon Islands to do service to the so-called priestly education for the candidates of the Diocese of Solomon Islands. And then afterward, we are also called to Papua New Guinea, because at that time there was a need to do service especially to the refugees. And then also a couple of our confreres went to Papua New Guinea, because there in the Diocese of Papua New Guinea also need us to work there in 2002. And then afterward, we also go to Philadelphia, simply because at that time there was the need of the immigrants, especially for Indonesian immigrants. They need us. And then Suriname in 2007, Bolivia, and lastly, we also called to do mission in Holland. So this is a historical glimpse of our CM, Indonesian CM, so far. And then now, 2019, we need to set up, let's say, a new vision and mission, and as well as the provincial norms for the next years to come. The motto of our provincial assembly is DUC in ALTUM, and it is taken off the Gospel of Luke 5, in which Jesus sent the Peter, Andreas, and other disciples to go deeper into the sea in order to catch more fishes. So, like them, we also, the Indonesian CMs, are called to again and again to go deeper into the sea to how to call that, to catch the fishes in our mission and our apostolate. Thank you.